Holy crap. We're doing it. So smooth. So wicked smooth.
Totally meant to do that on purpose, you guys.
Yeah, you did. Maniacs, we are here. We are rolling deep. This is Salt Tier Podcast, the Pacific Northwest very best video game podcast where your argument is.
Are you going to make us say it, or should it just be assumed at this point?
No, you should say it.
Okay. Your argument is very much invalid.
Very much invalid. We are coming to you not from Studio 212, not from South Lake Union. Well, not from the studio in South Lake Union, but we are coming to you from the broad King County, Seattle area. Is that okay to say?
Yes, the general Seattle metropolitan area, yes.
Yeah, we support them Sounders. We support them Kraken. We support them other sports teams. And we are firmly in the spring season here, which means it's not cold at all outside. It's sunshine and lollipops, and everybody had a great weekend and didn't have to wear layers.
It only hails every other day.
Oh, jeez.
Every other day.
Only every other day. And before we get too far into it, thank you to Flay Artist for that intro video song. Check them out at Flay Artist Twitter. And we got London on the ones and twos. Hopefully all the links come in nice and great. I think she just came back from a vacation in Turkey or some BS like that.
We'll see.
Who knows? It's got a travel blog. No one has a travel blog. I think she uses TikTok. What's a TikTok? Someone tell this old man what TikTok is.
I mean, you're going to be very old this year.
I am going to be very
You're going to be Savering's level of old.
Yeah, I am going to a new decade. But before we get into that, big thanks to... Oh, let's do that. Voodoo Ranger IPA. Holler, holler. That is... Oh, thank you. Sagebell, what do you got there?
This is the Agent 77 IPA. I'm almost at the end of the box. It's 7.7%, so it's slightly higher than the normal, but I'd say it's their average ABV.
ABV. Oh, man, we got Vince Rants and Azuria Spades in the house. Let's go. All right, before intros, note it, Maniacs, that New Belgium's Voodoo Ranger IPA is employee-owned, B Corp certified, fantastic range of IPAs from juicy ones to double IPAs, all the things in between. For people like me, they also have Fruit Smash, which is their, what do you call that? I guess that's a...
Seltzer?
Yeah.
Seltzer, thank you. That's their seltzer option, which honestly tastes a lot better than the other ones and doesn't give me a headache.
Those are trending. Everybody's got a spritzer and a seltzer now.
Everybody does. Bud Light's got one. I think Tabasco's got one. Doesn't...
Maybe?
Yeah. Doesn't Hanes have one?
Where's the V8 one?
Yeah,
V8
where's Toyota?
Oh, no.
No, V12, baby.
Where's the Ensure?
V12.
Where's the Ensure?
The Ensure, yeah, where's the Centrum Silver seltzer? So remember, Maniacs, follow them at Voodoo Ranger. They're big on Twitter and Instagram. They are also pretty sure going to be very, very present at the upcoming PAX. Yo, Lauren, let us work that booth for you. Come on. I'm going to roll that Play-Doh snake. Get me into that convention for free. For free. And last tagline, in a world of boring IPAs, Voodoo Ranger saves the day. Much thanks. Send us beer. That said, we're going to go in reverse order. I am Lucky Bandit, a.k.a. Loud and Brown, but on PlayStation and Steam, I am Gross Step for the PH. Like, share, subscribe, follow me. And I guess I didn't play a whole lot this week. I played Guilty Gear. That's it. I almost played Cookie Counter. I thought about it.
Nice.
Does that count?
Yeah.
I was looking at that. That game's on Steam, I almost bought it. It's
Really?
like $5.
Jesus.
Yeah.
It's like a web game, right? It's
Yeah.
a browser game.
Yeah, but
Anyway.
the Steam version, you get the achievements and whatnot. It'll be on sale for like $1 at some point. I'll just get it then.
Okay. Well, I watched a video game movie that we'll get into later. In the meantime, up to the tallest person in the podcast.
Am I?
Is she?
Yes, you are. You're taller than me.
How tall are you, Saverings?
I think we're the same height, Sagebell. I think you and I look each other in the face. Yeah.
Look each other in the face.
Yeah, in the face.
Well, it's me. I'm Sage Bell. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Sage Bell, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok is sageville_model. I don't really use my TikTok, but I have one. I played some Back for Blood because there was a new event.
Nice.
Their expansion came out, I think is what it was. And what it is you have these like different tunnels you can get like rare loot and randomly in the levels. So that's what that is. And then I did play some DDR while I was at SakuraCon.
Nice.
Whoa,
nice.
how many feet? Do they still do the ratings by how many feet there are? It's a Tarantino difficulty level.
Let's just say I do like normal. I've never really played DDR, so I can't do easy because it's offbeat, but it can't do hard because I'm not used to it. So it's like, where's the medium tier where I can still kind of figure out the beat but not die? There was one that was like the five different presses, and then there was also the shuffle DDR there too.
The shuffle one's so hard.
It is rough. I played that at Big Al's one time.
Not for me. Not for me.
And then over to you. It's the green screen that you don't utilize.
Yeah, I don't use it all. This is the Saverings ... Hello, everyone. It's good to be seen and to see all of you here. This week, I played the usual. I was gonna say a slave to the game, but can you say that anymore? I don't know. But I did play a lot of Final Fantasy 14, just a lot of little housekeeping and things of that nature on there. Just today, I logged in, and one of my retainers, which are basically your little people you can send out on missions, one of them came back with an item that was worth like 9 million gil, and I only have 13 million gil to my name right now, so I'm about to double my net worth on that game. I feel pretty good about myself. So yeah, I'm gonna log back in and see if somebody bought it. It's a really rare item too. There was only 2 other ones for sale on the whole server, so now there's 3 and I'm one of them. So that was kind of interesting.
Nice.
I played a little bit of Stellaris, only kind of messing around on it because they've changed some things in the game. And actually, I saw somebody had made like a YouTube short, and it was basically a meme where you pick the most like the whole everything. Like you pick your empire type, your species type, everything, to the point where everything is kind of overly powered into your defenses and into your armies and into your fortresses. And then you build up your own little fiefdom in the middle of the galaxy, and then you piss off the rest of the galaxy and see how long you can last until they can invade you. But the way it's kind of set up, it is kind of broken, and the computer kind of gets stuck in these weird AI loops. So it's kind of fun just to see like the computer try to figure itself out. So I got about 3 hours into a gameplay session of that, and my very first neighbor demanded that I be their vassal. And instead of hitting "fuck you," I hit "okay." So now they own me, and I was like, "What did I just do?" And I was playing it on Iron Man mode, so I couldn't just roll it back to a previous save. So I was like, I just threw away 3 hours of playing on this game. So I promptly quit, and I haven't gone back. Yeah. So yeah, the very first I was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this," because I built up my little fortresses like right on the border, like just to try to screw up the AI. Because what ends up happening is the AI comes in to invade you, and your armies are so powerful. Your defense armies, your defenses, your armies, your fortresses are so powerful that there's war exhaustion in that game. And once it hits 100%, either you or the AI can quit out of a war. And if there hasn't been any claims or anything like that, pretty much it's kind of even Stevens. So I was trying to get the computer to do that. And instead of telling them, no, go away, I was like, yes, I'll be your slave. And then so they just enslaved me on accident because I wasn't paying attention. So there was that. And other than that, I hadn't really played too much. I almost played Soul Calibur 6. I installed it. Yeah, I installed it. It's sitting right here on my computer. I just haven't pressed play yet because I watched a video about it. It was in that the Watch Mojo video that we're going to talk about later, the top 20 fighting games. And I saw it was on that list. So I was like, you know what? I've owned this game for like months now. I should at least fire it up. So I was going to do that. I will get to it probably this weekend and report back next week. And that's about it, really. It's just some future games that I will be playing on my Steam Deck, which I got an email for today. So I'll be reporting on that too. So past all my babbling and rambling, we've got a guest. So everyone welcome the guest to the podcast, where she can introduce herself right down below.
Hi, I'm Marika.
What's up?
I go by Marikatz online. I use they them pronouns. I am on Instagram and Twitter as _Marikatz, and then I'm on Twitch as Marikatz. A lot of people call me Mari as well. That's just kind of become a thing. Also, TikTok Marikatz.
I have been pronouncing your name wrong in my head the entire time.
That so many people have said my name like Marika. Like,
oh well, not that.
It's probably the most common one, but my name is pronounced Marika.
I was thinking your username. I always just say Marikatz.
Oh yeah, or that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I had in my head.
Yeah. I mean, either of them work. It's just my name, and then it's just the last two of my last name. Yeah, it just happened to work out like Marikatz. So
nice.
And it worked.
Yeah, but do you even cat?
Sometimes, okay. Sometimes.
It's got a nice video game ringy to it. It makes me think of Mad Cats, like the controllers and stuff.
There's the connection.
Yeah. Ended up working out.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Marika-chan, how did you even meet any of us maniacs? How are we? I'm trying to remember.
Well, Savorings, I think this is our first meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you?
Good. Tired after this convention, but
I believe the technical term is Marikatz. I think the technical term is tie.
Oh my god, the technical term, yeah. Sage, I met we went to school together.
What?
I've known you since you were a freshman in high school.
Yeah, we went to school together.
5 years ago? Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to school, and then I think we just started going to the same cons because we were in the same area. And then we just, I mean, you just have, mutual friends that end up also being weebs and cosplay, and so it's just that kind of thing. And then I met through Peter.
Very, very likely. And for the maniacs out there not in the know of our high society, a weeb is short for weeaboo. And
nerd.
Just go ahead and Google weeaboo. It is a very specific kind of a nerd/geek. And that is, I'd say, 75 to 80% of a anime convention.
Yeah, I do think though that when you look up the definition of it, the way it's used is very different than the actual definition. Like the definition will tell you it's more like of an otaku type thing, but I think people that are like weebs will like tease someone else that they're a weeb. It's basically just calling someone like a nerd, but like specifically like, you watch anime, you fucking nerd. Yeah.
Weebs. Yeah. Well, heck. Well, we're glad that you're here with us, and we're gonna tackle some of these dang topics. Oh, and to put this at the front of the podcast, because we're gonna say it again at the end. You stream, I believe, and there are ways for people listening right now to follow you if they don't already do. So shoot with that. Oh, Austin's in the house. Oh, crap. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, I stream on Twitch. I kind of started out playing a lot of Genshin. I still play a lot of Genshin Impact. And I've done more variety stuff now. I play scary, spooky games when my chat enforces me to. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been doing some more. I do photography, or rather I am a photographer, so I've been starting to share some more photography stuff as well. But yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Twitch and come see a stream, I stream Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays typically around 10 p.m. PST, so I'm a little bit of a later streamer, and it's just Marikatz. Yeah.
Nice.
Sick.
We will also make a mental note because our normal producer, Keith the Boogie, on last week's show asked us if we had any tips for Genshin Impact. And all we could offer him was a bunch of snark. We didn't have any actual tips.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to put you two in touch so he can pass the tips on to his daughter who's wanting some tips.
Yeah, for sure. First tip, don't spend money. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Yep.
Don't do it.
Cool.
Don't follow in my bad lead.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, we're
No,
moving on.
no.
I see you, Vince. We're talking about that very soon, you son of a bitch. It was hilarious seeing this weekend. But first and foremost, we're starting off on fantastic gaming news. I'm taking the reins on this. London with a Y. If you could drop your cell phone for 8 seconds and hit the link on column 3, we are talking about Sonic. I don't know if this has ever happened in the history of cinema that we got 2 movies from a video game franchise that did not suck from
Dude,
the
it's
same.
it's 3 actually. If you think about it, Detective Pikachu was in there too, and that wasn't awful either.
Well, what I'm
Oh,
saying is
true.
2 from the same franchise. Like Sonic and 1 and 2 both didn't suck. And you know, if Detective Pikachu makes another one, I'll be sure that one's going to be cool too.
But
And
do you guys realize though, this is 3 good video game movies in a row? Like this is how we know we're in the end times.
We are in the end times. We also had Arcane. Well, we're not in the end times because apparently Halo dropped the ball.
Well, yeah, that was a TV show, and we'll get to another video game TV show here coming up soon. But yeah, Halo, I kind of was, I had to watch that against my will. Somebody put that on when I was someplace, so I decided I'd check it out, and it was not good. At least the first episode wasn't good.
That said, anybody that liked the first movie will love this. Anybody that was kind of on the fence and for some reason wanted a more unbridled Jim Carrey, they understood the assignment.
Dude, and
Let's
look
put
at
it
this.
that way.
Look at this ratio down here too. That's awesome. Normally, a movie like this would be the other way around.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah, 200,000 likes.
yeah, 272 out of 27 million views. That's a very good ratio. That's a lot of people upvoting.
And this is such a flex by this company. Aren't you able to turn off the counter for dislikes?
You can,
Yes.
I think. Yeah.
It's off.
Yeah.
It's off by default. I have a plugin.
It's out, and the fact that it's visible right there. Like, there's so few people. Like, the people that dislike, they're in the wrong. I just want to throw it out there. And here's the thing, people. We're gonna get into a kind of a deeper subject. We are support things that you want to support with your dollars. If
Yes.
you like people that are doing good movies, go out and watch this movie. If you support trans rights and don't want to give J.K. Rowling money, don't go see Fantastic Beasts. Like, don't give them your money. Don't go see, what other awful movie just came out?
I don't know. Pick one.
Morbius. Like, don't give Sony cookie cutter movies money. Like, or they'll think that that's all they need. Support things that you'd like, and they will make more of them. It's I know. Austin's got feelings on the Halo show. I know this. We'll get to it. But moving on to the next topic, and I believe this one will be, thank you, London, with a Y. This one's with Sage Bell. I'm so happy you put this on here. This was reported to me by pin creator and comic book artist Coastalvania / Corey Lewis. That's how I found out about it on Twitter. But Sage Bell's reporting in. Go, Sage Bell.
I'll read the title because apparently you know the game. But the John Wick creator is turning Sega's Street of Rage into a movie. So I imagine we're getting like a fun 80s themed fight game.
And I also see it's
movie.
the same producer of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Oh, yeah, it is.
which is good because they've learned personally, hey, if we stick to the source, people will like the movie. Yes.
It took them a minute to learn that.
It took
Yeah,
them
but the
forever
Double
to-
Dragon movie. The Double Dragon movie, Vince Rance, was definitely a relic of the past. And we got to see Alyssa Milano, so that was cool. Wow, the fact that I remember that is pretty ridiculous, right? That Alyssa Milano was in the Double Dragon movie. And you know what? Double Dragon was better than Mario Brothers. That's all I could remember.
That's a pretty low bar though.
It is a very low bar. I'm excited for this because I would love people to show that you don't need just gore. You can have a fun beat 'em up movie.
And
What's up, Sage
near
Bell?
the end of this article, it says that the same production company is doing a string of video game inspired live action adaptations, including Disco,
That'd be crazy. A Disco Elysium.
Life is Strange.
That'd
Yeah.
be
and
crazy.
Wow.
It Takes Two would be great too as an animated
Uh-huh.
movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That'd be freaking great. Well, I'm looking forward to it.
A
And
Shinobi, an Altered Beast movie. What the heck?
I think they're just double downing on it. And, I hope they don't do what Marvel Comics did with, ethnic teenagers and just go super hard. Like, as long as they take it one at a time and do it well.
Which characters would you be talking about? Or that's a whole other show.
It is another show. It's your other show that hopefully we bring back. But Maniacs, we also read comics here. I'm talking about how Miles Morales and Kamala Khan did really, really well. So Marvel just tripled down and gave us like 5 more teen heroes that no one asked for in the same month. And they flooded it, and then no one cared.
And now those characters are the ones that they're going to start putting in the MCU. So we'll see how all that turns out.
We will see how that turns out. So as long as they do this one at a time and smart, because we see that you can do that. Like Disney Plus is giving us shows at a rate that you can digest it.
Yes.
Did
you guys happen to see the new Thor trailer today?
Of course I didn't. I don't watch trailers. I heard it was great.
Yeah.
I heard it was great. Okay, Rise from Your Grave? Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm just reading comments at this point. Stoked on it. Thank you, Sage Bell. Did you play Streets of Rage or the very, very good Streets of Rage 4?
No, but I knew it was something that Derek would be interested in.
They're all good.
Oh, I love you too.
all 4 of them are great. Go back and play.
We used to do parties at, I guess now it's back to being called Tango Station. And Tango Station used to have people come over. We play Streets of Rage 4. Streets of Rage 4 lets you toggle between the 3 different Streets of Rages with all the different characters. And you can choose original Genesis graphics or modern PC Steam graphics.
Oh, that's very cool.
I love when games do that.
It's adorable. So you have like really janky 16 bits next to like HD 4K characters.
Yeah, I love when games do that. Like Halo Master Chief Collection lets you do that. I like when games let you switch back and forth.
Yes. All right. So many topics. Oh, anything else about this?
I'm excited for the Life is Strange one. That'll be a lot of fun. It has a huge following. It was interesting because I was streaming Life is Strange, and I got rated by one of the directors. And then who also came out with the newest Life is Strange True Colors, which I played, which was an amazing game. Like, it was really beautifully done, I think, visually as well.
Nice.
So it was cool to keep up with him about it, but it'll be interesting with how this comes out.
Oh, cool. So you like the second one? I haven't heard from firsthand from people that have actually played it. I've just seen reviews. But you liked it? You liked the second one?
So there's Life is Strange. There's Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is the same company that did Life is Strange True Colors, which is actually the third one. And then there's Life is Strange 2. Life is Strange 1 and Life is Strange 2 is by the same studio. And then Life is Strange Before the Storm, they were a studio that picked it up just because they loved the story so much, basically, and wanted to add a little bit more backstory to it. And they got approval from the original studio. And then that studio then made True Colors as well. So there's a few different stuff going on. I played the first one, I played Before the Storm, and I've played True Colors. I haven't played Life is Strange 2 though. Almost I'll get in there through the Life is Strange stories.
If you haven't had emotions yet, be prepared for emotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's good though. I'm excited for that.
Nice.
Sick. Moving on. Speaking of shows and live action adaptations, here's the one so many people are scared of. Savering's Let's Go. Or
London.
London? Oh, thank you, London. All right, now Savering's talk now that London
Look, The Last of Us. Very popular game, to say the least. I'm very underplaying it here. Very popular game, especially the first one. Story and characters people loved and talked about. I often tease my PlayStation friends that for like the whole 10 years after it came out, basically, we were talking about all the games that came out in between, and they would always go back to, it's not as good as The Last of Us, and that's pretty much what you heard for about 8 years straight. So I personally tried to pick it up twice and play it. It didn't really grab me, but I understand why people liked it. It's very well made, very well acted. I understand why people like it, so I don't bang on it for that. we had the last one, which came out and did sell pretty well, but was a bit controversial, you might see, among its fan base and amongst the critics and things like that.
I get that. It was, I think that controversial, maybe not so much, but divisive, yes.
Yes. Well, the controversy I think the controversy was the whole thing. It was the divisiveness. It was how the developers who had worked on the game were acting. It was also kind of like how Sony acted about the whole thing. It was kind of odd. It was borderline controversial. But we have known for a while now, and they've been filming it for a while, that there's an HBO series coming based on it, starring Pedro Pascal. You guys might recognize him from Mandalorian and from Wonder Woman 84. I don't know why you wanted to know that movie, but he was the villain.
Son of a bitch! Come on, he's in Game of Thrones too.
Yes,
what
he was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
he was in
I
Game
saw
of
him on
Thrones.
a plane once.
Oh, you saw him on a plane?
No, I sat next to him on a plane once.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you touch his leg?
Was he magic?
I didn't realize it was him because it was Game of Thrones days. No.
Okay. But this kind of came out this week, and we were talking about the Halo series earlier. And right before that show came out, one of the showrunners was quoted as saying, "Yes, I spoke to 343 Studios. I went and visited them, but we didn't talk about the game." So everybody was like, "Oh boy, here we go." So when Halo came out, everybody was like, "No, they didn't talk about the game. All right." So he's quoted in a recent interview as saying he wanted to create a healthy distance between the live action series and the original game. So as a gamer and as someone who enjoys media, I went to school for it. That's especially after what just happened with Halo, like 3 weeks ago. That's not something that you want to hear.
And as a comic book fan, what Bryan Singer said when he was making the first 2 X-Men movies, saying, I didn't want anybody to read the source material. But before we dive into that, big shout out to the 5th Beatle. Stoddy's in the house, y'all.
What's up? But
Rika, we have a phantom host in our chat. That is Hot Riku Girl 16. And Stotts is very precious to us.
Yes. Aww. He's been here forever.
We
owe him about 9 free games because he's the guy that consistently enters all of our game giveaways and we never give him the games. So we owe him about 9 games. So we're keeping him around for that. But I was just gonna just pass this off because I'm a jaded old man, a jaded old TV watcher, viewer now, so I don't have anything to say. You guys already know what I'm gonna say on it. Any discussion or concerns or
so the thing I will say is the Arcane show, when I talked to people that play League, didn't go 1-for-1 with the League of Legends lore. There were a couple liberties. They wrote mostly in there and expanded on characters more than the lore did. And, you know, James Marsden isn't in Sonic the Hedgehog. So when he popped up in the movie and there's way more of a human element, that was mostly fine.
Yeah,
it all depends
a precedent for that, though.
Yeah, it kind of really depends on how much they're distancing themselves from it.
It really matters if they can still capture the spirit of it, if they can capture the spirit of those characters. Because if you look at the MCU, it's not word for word the exact comics. A lot of it veers way off. But
100%.
because they captured the essence of it and why people enjoy those characters, they nailed it. So you're right. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but this Hollywood, this isn't a good look usually when you hear them say this. Usually. So
yeah, and maybe and also this is going to be a Sony flick, right?
Yes, Sony's producing this for
that's
HBO,
where I get nervous about it.
Because Sony, they either make something brilliant or they make something trash, and there's like no in between with them. So it could be great or it could be not great.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see, because you know they just did put out Morbius, and that was an adaptation of source material.
But the Marvel movie they did before that was Far From Home, which was pretty good. So it's
that that had a lot to do with Disney and Marvel. Like, okay, well, Tom Holland is like a shared.
Fair enough, but same thing with Spider-Verse. That was totally Sony, and they nailed that. So
you are right about that. That is true. Okay.
Video game podcast.
I dripped Bucha all over myself. Okay, let's carry on. What else? Was that a Seattle sentence or what? Oh no, I dripped kombucha on myself while doing my video game podcast.
Yes. On my MacBook.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, and you know what?
You don't even like any of the tech companies.
Oh yeah, and oh yeah, free
Yeah, you're
games.
not even a tech bro.
And Stotts, yes. When the Saltier Voodoo Ranger Lounge happens, I think you just basically get a free pass.
Yeah, I think you'll just get in there.
All right.
Yeah.
And now for the Loud and Brown lightning round. London, I hope you got that trigger figure, Reggie. We're going to go through columns
Reggie.
6 through 8 real quick. We're doing SakuraCon real quick. And so as a little walkthrough, it'll just give you us something to look at while I'm talking about it. And I definitely need Marikatz and Dynamic Hunter to chime in on this because I wasn't able to attend. I had work and parents. But SakuraCon happened. I know that Goon from Bonus Round came in with all of his thugs, and they bodied everybody at all the video game fighting tournaments and took all the money. And people were walking in confidently like, I know how to play Dragon Ball. I can play BlazBlue. And they all got completely stomped. And god damn it, Vince, not SakuraCon. SakuraCon.
SakuraCon!
How
SakuraCon.
dare you?
Soccer!
SakuraCon. Let's go. SakuraCon.
No.
That's a different one. That's a different one. Yeah.
I mean, Vince
Okay.
left and went to a baseball game.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Vince left SoccerCon to go to BaseballCon.
Baseball con.
Yeah.
So, Marikatz, how was your experience and how long has it been since you've been to a SakuraCon?
Oh my god. I was telling Sage Bell before the podcast started that I was not mentally prepared for how insane the convention was going to be. The first thing I felt when I walked into the con space was seeing cosplayers and honestly feeling so happy again to like see cosplayers again. Because it used to be before the pandemic was like such a huge part of my life. So I was very, very happy for it, but also because of the pandemic, I've become such an introvert. So I was not prepared for just like the madness. And I believe Sage Bell, they sold out at like five or 50,000 tickets,
Yeah,
something like that.
51.
Yeah. So it was huge. It was very busy. I visited the exhibitors. I visited Artist Alley.
Artist Alley was so cramped.
It was very cramped. There was a lot of Genshin stuff. There was so much Genshin Impact cosplayers and art and everything.
Any loots?
I love Spider-Man gluing his eyes on there.
loots.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
There were some loots, yeah.
There were some loots, just a few.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun though. It was really cool to see. I did have to take a little break. I needed a little mental break, but the day that I went on Friday, I really enjoyed myself. It was good. It was good to see everyone. Even though in Washington you don't have to wear your mask, SakuraCon did make sure that everyone had to wear their masks, which I think was important for an indoor event of that size.
Filled with
50,000
recent
people.
introverts.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was able to work a photo booth, did some photography, and then I hopped into some cosplay myself. I did Sailor Uranus with my friend who did Sailor Neptune. We had a little photo shoot, got some pics taken. It was good.
What was the photo booth that you were working with? Did you want to name drop that, or is it like just with the con?
It was through SakuraCon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Vince Rance is editing photos right now.
And yeah, before Dynamic Hunter gives her 2 cents on her experience there, I will say seeing how many brotographers came out of retirement this year was so funny.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like 5 I can think of off the top of my head were just rolling around with their SLRs.
Yeah, it was fun. I had a lot of work and things at my Saturday schedule itself, other than days prior to the con, leading up to the convention and organizing stuff and just like helping other people out. My Saturday schedule was packed, and I was not prepared for how insane it was going to be. I forgot how intense con can be for me if I overwork myself.
Yeah.
But,
you had a really good point earlier too. It's like it's like a really cool feeling when like you're into something, you know about cons, you've been to a few, and you go to one and you're still kind of overwhelmed by it. Like I love that feeling. That's
yeah. It was a good time. It was nice to see so many cosplayers, a lot of people. The cool thing I think was that I think a lot of people are doing more like casual takes or like streetwear takes or like, you know, like different
or just
things
Demon
like that.
Slayer.
or just Demon Slayer, or just Genshin Impact.
Yeah,
Um,
Demon Slayer and Genshin.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. It was great.
All right, Sageville, how was your experience at SakuraCon 2022?
So the first day, actually, we got a hotel. I stayed with some friends, and Aikachu and I actually did cosplay together. So I was Sylveon and he was the Umbreon. And I made sure his costume was warm because I was like, only one of us can freeze to death.
Oh,
So I was basically like a belly dance outfit. It's a bard-inspired sunset dragon outfit, which basically just looks like a belly dancer. And he was like the ninja-looking character, which is the thief in the D&D themed art. But so we walked around to that on the first day. We went into the photo booth, got some pictures. There was a lot of people, even for a Friday. I would say the amount of people on a Friday is almost because this kind of looks like a Friday. How like that's almost on par with how like a Thursday looks at a big con. Like because it's usually like it feels empty if you're at like PAX or Emerald City, but it's still really a lot of people. That's how like a packed day at SakuraCon feels like. It feels like a light day, but it's a lot of people for those of us who haven't been around a lot of people.
Yeah.
Sure.
I did go to the Senpai Squad party, and that was
Oh,
very overwhelming. It was
Yeah.
hot because we wore masks in there too because we didn't want.
oh yeah. And then I guess
Um,
if we're moving on to that, we will go to the
Oh.
next link there, London, and this will just give us a better idea of what we're talking about. Maniacs. Well, actually, Marika, Sage, do either of you want to introduce people to Senpai Squad that don't know about it?
Yeah, for sure. I've worked with Senpai Squad multiple times. I worked with them for their Q party this year as well. Senpai Squad is a streetwear brand. They also do a lot of car stuff, as you can see, a lot of car wraps. And at many, not all of the conventions that they are at, they also host after parties, bringing in some really great cosplay guests, some really great like DJs, everything like that. So
And it's
yeah,
usually more hype than the convention's party.
yeah, they're fun. They're fun. We do our best to be able to make them a good time. So the last one I managed for them was 2019 AX. Our AX party was insane, and that was right before the pandemic too. So that was a really good
Wait,
time.
that was with Uncle Derek, right? Is that the one I was at?
I don't know, 2019. That's when
Yeah.
there was
In
the
LA.
earthquake. The earthquake.
But yeah, you and I took pictures in the fake Japanese subway photo booth.
Yes. Yeah.
And the warehouse party was a little silly. It kind of felt weird being a VIP basically when I'm not that close, but I helped them set up and then I showed up 5 hours later and everybody was just like, "Oh no, yeah, Derek's good."
Yeah.
I go, "Oh jeez, I just cut in front of so many people."
Yeah, I actually I got one of their merch. It's right here. Should I show it?
Yeah. Everybody, this April episode of Saltier Podcast is brought to you by Senpai Squad. Buy their stuff. Kim is actually a pretty solid. Oh, let's see this.
So this is the front. It's a hoodie. They collab with this artist called Quinston, I believe. This is the back art.
Oh, cool. Ooh.
That is sick. Yeah, they do
Like
great
that.
stuff.
Yeah, super sick. So I got that from them.
We're not going to drop a link or anything because if you're watching this podcast or listening, you should be able to Google Senpai Squad and see what we're talking about. If you can't figure that out, you don't deserve the merch. You don't. You really don't.
I also came home with merch from a different booth at SakuraCon. It's a newer streetwear. Is it Valeza?
I know. Do you want to model that for us for a little bit? Is that a Letterman jacket?
It's totally a Letterman jacket.
Oh my god, so tight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
Can you have the camera go lower and like lower? And I'm just kidding. What? I try.
What's
It
the
also
back
comes-
say?
What's the back say? Let's.
Yeah.
God, these parties.
Dude, yeah, they're
better
fun.
luck next time.
Oh, London, that was the video.
Nice.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Better luck next time. Nice.
Indeed, such a cool jacket.
And
So
I also wore like my Harlequin from Birds of Prey outfit, which is like the fun confetti coat. And everyone was like, oh, how'd you make it? And I just ugly laughed at everyone. I was like, I bought it.
I want to see someone dressed like the early 2000s Birds of Prey. You guys remember that show?
No.
It's the only
yes,
CW
on
show
the WB.
in the WB. It's the only WB show where you actually see Batman for like a half a second. He's actually in the opening for that. And like it was such a like gaudy show, but I loved it. And then they just canceled it. And I was like, no, my gaudy show. I loved it.
Yeah, they just got rando actresses to play these characters. And
But it had Barbara Gordon and stuff in it, so it was awesome. I loved it. And then they canceled
it was. All right, so lastly, this is my last one of the night. I know everybody loves hearing me talk, but I just got to bring up, as reported from Event Hubs, because you know me, I have to talk about fighting games. London, if you want to throw that up, they did a top list of fighting games, and WatchMojo is not a gaming company. They're just like a general, we make YouTube random videos on genre. You know, they do stuff about TV, movies, hobbies, paparazzi, and they dared to do something about fighting games.
Sometimes they have good lists on that. They do have like specialists, and they do have like, and this is speaking on historically how they've been. Lately, they've been kind of weird with it, but usually they have a good list.
Yeah, well, London, you want to throw that list down because Event Hubs threw it up because it's not a perfect list, but it's a perfect way to look at outliers and how casual gamers look at fighting games. Because hardcore people would never say that this is the top 20 fighting games.
You know,
but
you have a good point, because I was thinking that like these might not be like the best fighting games, but as far as like impact and like influence, it's a pretty good list overall. I get why they picked some of the games.
Yeah, and casual impact. Like, you know, some people, like a lot of normal people have never heard of Guilty Gear. And hardcore fighting people know that's super influential.
Yeah.
But with this list, it's a lot closer to, hey, what does the
dude, because Dragon Ball Fighter Z was number 3, so you know it's not like the greatest fighting games of all time. It's just like, hey, like the most kind of impactful, like the mainstream, you know.
Yeah, and the reasons, and you know, Event Hubs goes more into it. And are you on the Event Hubs page or on the Mojo page? I forgot. Oh,
this is Event Hubs.
Yeah, if you click the Mojo link, I think it's lower. It'll actually give you, there it is, the Watch Mojo. Whatever. It's not that important.
Oh, it just goes right to their site.
Yeah.
So let's see. Do they have the list out here written down somewhere?
Yeah, I think so. It's a Mojo video. So yeah, we could just click that and play it in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marvel 2 and Dragon Ball, sure. Tekken 3? Tekken 3 was the most impactful?
Yeah, yes.
You know, like it's little weird things like that, right?
No, Tekken 3 was a big deal.
Project Justice, and like some of these games are so strange why they picked it, but I get.
No,
you know,
Tekken 3 makes total sense, because Tekken 1, when that first came out on PS1, yes, that was popular. It was picking up. People were playing it. It was one of like kind of the must-play games on the OG PlayStation, wherever it first came out. Tekken 2 came out, and that was big in like college dorms and things like this. But when Tekken 3 came out in arcades, but when Tekken 3 came out, like that was it. Like everybody was like, okay, Tekken's like a thing. It's a thing. It was like before people were like, yeah, Tekken is just as good as like maybe like a Street Fighter or something. But
no, and then Eddie Gordo came in. And people could mash kicks and pretend they know how to play.
And that's one character though. But I'm saying like as far as like Tekken, like in like the mind share, like the social zeitgeist, Tekken 3 is the game where everybody was like, I'm buying that. It's Tekken, blah blah blah, and then Tekken was just instantly, you would just throw it in there with your Street Fighters and with your whatevers. So I get why they picked Tekken 3, because that was a big deal when it came out. Probably the biggest deal out of all the Tekkens, probably when it came out.
I kind of understand it, but wait, this is a longer discussion to look at that list, and then for you to kind of set yourself up on that list going, these didn't affect me at all, or yeah, this is totally right. And that's
This
all I have
game
to
looks
say about
awesome.
that.
I never even heard about this game before.
Yeah, it's a. I know it looks pretty funny, but
It does
check
look
it out,
funny.
y'all. See how it stacks up. I like less than 10 of those. Like I could throw 10 of those right into the trash instantly, but
Yeah,
I'm
Def
also
Jam.
an elitist asshole.
I wonder
So,
what your list would look like.
Yeah, we should
You
do
should-
it, huh?
It'd be
Yeah,
a
you
lot of
should make a
Capcom.
list.
It'd be a lot of Capcom.
Would you have
It's pretty
Power Stone
fun.
on there? Because Power Stone's Capcom.
It might be. I don't know about top 20. Yeah, you know what? Top 20, yeah, but definitely not top 10. Like,
What'd you think about the Persona game on here?
that makes sense. For Persona 4 to be top 20, I would have put. See, is it best game or most influential? Because
This is best fighting games of all time.
of all time, like, it hasn't been out that long.
True.
You know? I wouldn't put it on there yet. There's no way. I would put Melty Blood on there because it inspired the entire new generation of anime fighters. We'll get to that later. We have so many more topics and more
Yeah.
things than just fighting games.
You want to go ahead and
We
take
are
a break?
talking. Yeah, this will be a little break, and then we'll hammer out these last 3 topics. London, we are still brought to you.
Oh, check this out though. Before you go in, to check out the ratio down here. A lot of people aren't really feeling it, huh?
Hmm.
It's like a pretty
Yeah,
neck
people-
and neck.
People throwing it under.
Yeah.
It's,
So-
it's Derek. Derek went on his alt accounts and he was like, I don't agree with this list.
Ow. Okay, so Maniacs, if you're just joining us right now, I don't know how that's possible. Maybe you have a roommate that's listening or watching. We are Salt Tier Podcast. That's Salt_Tier Pod on Instagram and Twitter. Salt Tier Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Steam?
Yes. Sounds Steam.
yeah,
We're
sure,
Salt Tier Podcast.
sure. Scope us out, like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends. Get free games if you join the Steam group and answer questions and hang out with us, like Stoddy Too Hottie.
Yeah, ask Stoddy. He's over there drowning in all those free games we're throwing at him.
Yeah, he is. And we are brought to you by Voodoo Ranger IPA. Hashtag live dangerously. In a world of boring IPAs, Voodoo Ranger saves the day. Check them out. Lots of options to drink there. We are not really, but hopefully soon to be sponsored by Itsumo Seattle, a fantastic bar in Chinatown / International District, Seattle, that are friends of ours. Go there, spend money, hang out with people.
I haven't been over there in a while.
Geek-owned businesses, support them. Stop going to Cheesecake and freaking
What happens-
Subway every
what happens-
con.
What happens when your parents come into town? They're gonna want to go to Cheesecake Factory. They're gonna
Yeah,
want
but
those
if
breadsticks.
you have volition against where you go independently, like, please try to support local businesses, especially ones that are geek-owned,
True.
especially ones that are locally owned. Support that. Get with them. And we are moving on. Yes. So Itsumo Seattle, Voodoo Ranger IPA. Also follow these two. Oh, wait, I did it wrong. Follow these two on their weekly streams, and we will get to that on the closing statements. But moving on, London. Let's hit Nintendo and Sony.
This is
Subscription auto renewal policies. What the hell?
this is a good thing. This is good to see like some pro consumer stuff happen. Viewers, panel, let me ask you this. Have you ever subscribed to something? It was a good service, you liked it, you used it. Maybe you didn't use it all the time. Maybe you used it for a couple months and then you didn't use it for a while. This is video game related, by the way. Or we can even throw in streaming services. But say you didn't use it for a while and you kind of forgot you had it. You go buy a sandwich. You get declined. Something's wrong with your account. Or you get a random email and you're like, what the heck is this? And you got auto charged for the subscription service, which you did use, which you did like, but you still got auto charged for it and you weren't like really planning for it. Well, with this, I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago. Microsoft updated theirs, where if you have a recurring subscription with any of their stuff, after a while they'll email you and be like, "Hey, your auto renewal is coming up. Do you want to keep it?" You know, like they'll give you the option. They'll remind you that they're going to charge you. Some places do this, like Square Enix will do it with Final Fantasy. They'll send you an email to let you know they're going to charge you and stuff like that. But Microsoft went ahead and updated that and fixed it where they would notify and be more proactive notifying subscribers, especially if they hadn't played it in a while. Like, hey, we're going to charge you. So that was to get ahead of a potential ruling over in the EU they're going to start regulating against things like this. So this is Sony and Nintendo preemptively updating their services to do the same. So basically what this means is if you subscribe to, I don't know, let's just say Nintendo Online or some service or something through Nintendo Online, they will notify you if you haven't been playing it for a while that, hey, we're about to charge you again. Are you sure you want to still use the service? Do you want us to go ahead and charge? Which is good. That's a good thing, because a lot of times, you'll sign up for something and forget you're subscribed and be like, oh, why the hell am I've been paying this for like 3 months and didn't even realize it. Stuff like that, which is great. Have you guys had that? Ever run into that before? How do you guys think about this? Thoughts, feels?
I actually get it with like my Adobe subscription sometimes.
That's an excellent example there. Adobe does it too. If you haven't been using it, they'll email you.
Yeah, but usually it feels like it's too late because you've already forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go through my subscriptions like every 3 months, otherwise I forget. But this is a great thing that I think a lot of companies should do. I think a lot of companies almost like they're like, yes, my customer forgot about my subscription, like
Yep.
So
that's the whole point of why they have a lot of these subscriptions, because they know people will forget.
Exactly.
So I think the EA will wanted to get ahead of that. So.
Yeah.
I try to purchase like a year amount or 6 months, whatever the most is that I can at one time, so I don't have to budget it as often.
True. So yeah, that's I don't know. Thought I'd point that out. It's kind of odd to see a pro-consumer thing happening in the mainstream gaming space. So I just thought I'd point that out. It's worth talking about,
especially between two giant companies.
Yeah, because Nintendo definitely didn't want to start giving you your money back. Like, so this is serious if they're doing it.
Yeah. No, I think that's really dope. I think that's really cool from both of them.
And once again, we have the EU to thank for these things, because I don't think it's going to happen over here. It'd have to be really like, I don't know. I couldn't see it happening over here first. So thank you, EU, for pushing some of these companies around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll just skip on to the next one. This headline is so confusing to me. You want to clear this up there?
So actually, I saw this just before the podcast. This is a thing that happened. Apparently, the Boston International Airport, they had a bomb scare over a PlayStation that was all beat up and damaged and just old. They didn't say what it was. Maybe it was a PS1 or a PS2. But they couldn't identify it readily, so they called in the bomb squad, and it turned out it was just an old beat up PlayStation.
Oh my god! When the PlayStation's so old, you think it's a bomb?
Yeah.
It's a bomb!
Or like how beat up was this thing when not one of them was like, oh, that's a PlayStation.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
You got to do your Boston accent as a security guard finding this package. What do they sound like?
You're asking me? I do a terrible
Yeah.
Boston accent. No.
Hey,
I can't do
you
it.
grew up closest to Boston than any of us.
Did I grow up in Michigan? That's not close.
It's closer than Hawaii. Come on. Give us 5 seconds.
You grew up
Boston
close
guy.
to You grew up close to Colorado. Do a Colorado accent. I don't know. I can't do a Boston accent, man.
Hey, hey, what's going on with this freaking wicked package over here?
But do you guys?
Is this some kind of PlayStation, or is this a bomb? How's your mother?
Bam.
Do you know what this
How's
made me
your
think
mother?
of? Does any of you remember back when the PS2 was like going up for sale or whatever? There was a tariff that the Japanese government was thinking about passing regarding certain electronics that were over a certain power level as far as their computation and stuff like that, because they didn't want their products being exported to being used for, I don't know, terrorist type stuff. This is pretty post 9/11. This was like 2002, 2003 or something like this. And the whole thing was that the Japanese government was concerned that people would take things with certain processing abilities and use them for guided missile systems, for coordinating attacks and things like this. And the PlayStation 2 was listed amongst these things. So I remember that being like a whole thing. People were giggling like, yeah, like don't sell Kuwait PS2s because they're going to shoot missiles at people. So when I saw this, it made me instantly think of that story. Like, oh my God, a PlayStation. So yeah. I don't know. I posted it. I thought it was silly, and it made me think of that previous story. So everything turned out well.
We're fine. It was not a bomb. We're
Yeah.
okay.
It's just a PlayStation.
It was just a PlayStation. Yeah.
And well, let's see if this happens with the new system on the horizon. Do you think the Steam Deck looks like a bomb?
No, I actually watched a video on this today, and I bring this up because randomly, someone else who I know has a Steam account but didn't want the Steam Deck. I had them reserve one too. So they texted me today and was like, "Hey, check it out." And they got their email for their Steam Deck. For those that don't know, the Steam Deck released about a month and some change ago. And once a week on Mondays, they send out emails. And there's 3 SKUs. You've got your larger storage one with like a custom screen. You got the medium storage one, and then you got the low end entry level storage one. All the hardware is the same, and they just come with different storage. But basically, what was supposed to happen here, I'll show you here on the page. Basically, what was supposed to happen if you click on Steam Deck here. There's, as you can see, there's 3 SKUs here. For those that's listening, we put up the Steam page. You can just click on the Steam Deck icon to see what we have here. So you have your entry level one. You have your, which is only $50 more than a Switch, mind you. Then you have your medium one, and you got your high one. Basically, these high ones, they were supposed to be sending out emails every Monday for the people that ordered this. And then down the line, as you can see here, it says your expected order is Q2, April, June 2022. And then for the medium one, it's Q3, October, and then this next one is also Q3. So my friend got an email for this one, for the lowest one. They're not even supposed to be selling this one yet. So I PayPal'd them the money. They ordered it, and I should have it, I don't know, maybe by Friday. I think it's going to be shipped to my house here. So that's cool. I'm getting a Steam Deck finally. It's not mine. This is mine that's still here on reservation. But yeah, I will have one. So that'll be cool. I'll have some things.
And it comes with a carrying case. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Grande said, "Is that the Game Boy Advance 2.0?"
It's pretty powerful. It's pretty good. I'm actually going to be playing all my Switch games on there actually, because you can natively download emulators and stuff to it. So I will be picking up Triangle Shot so I can play that guilt free on my Steam Deck.
Sick. And I know we have Von Shady talking about trying to play fighting games on that, and he's been able to play almost everything else.
Yes, fighting games run very well on it. You get 60 FPS on the vast majority of fighting games on there. And fighting games are very specific. He is trying to figure out which specs to put it on to get rid of input lag. That's the issue. Okay.
Like, he could look beautiful and he could have high frame rate, but that's not the same thing as input lag.
Okay. Well, this would be comparable to anything else you're used to playing it on, whether that's a PlayStation 4 or whatever else you're used to playing fighting games on. This has the horsepower. This is as powerful as a base PS4, basically, in your hand.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know if there might be a different kind of a communication with a controller than to play it natively on the buttons that they actually have, because no one's going to play a fighting game on those buttons professionally.
I mean, it's a handheld, but you can plug this into a monitor, into a TV, and play it that way. It's like a Switch.
And that's mostly what I meant, like how to make this a mobile, gaming.
Yeah, we actually talked about it on the podcast. Remember a couple episodes ago, we were saying how this could be a thing for tournaments and things like that. Yeah.
And then it just depends on the communication, milliseconds and blah blah blah. I'm hopeful for it.
Yeah, me too. But I bring this up to talk about this. I saw a video today talking about this, how a lot of people were saying, did it flop, like what's the deal with it? I don't really know anything about it. But if you scroll down here and look at the top sellers, and Steam does their top sellers by revenue rather than units sold. So if you look at their top sellers, you have the Steam Deck #1, and based on the fact that it's selling for a minimum of $400, I don't think this is going to move from this #1 spot for a while.
Yeah,
there's going to have to be a pretty big game that dethrones this, but that's pretty good.
Number 3 is the VR kit.
Yeah, which also makes sense if they're going by revenue.
Yeah,
because this is $1,000.
Lego is that high up there? Jesus.
Yeah, Lego.
And then in between you have Skywalker Saga.
Yeah, yeah. Lego's been selling pretty well. I did see that one of the characters you can unlock in the Lego game is Mr. Bones. Are you guys familiar with Mr. Bones? Mr. Bones is a new Star Wars canon character. He's in the Aftermath trilogy of books, that series is a very tough read, but there's some pretty good characters in it, and there's some pretty cool story and stuff in it. But Mr. Bones is basically this rebuilt B1 battle droid from the prequels, and he's a homicidal maniac. So it's pretty awesome that they put that in the game. It's like, now I kind of want to play because Mr. Bones is in it.
But moving on. 2 hot topics coming out. We need to get this moving because I want that last topic to stretch out a little bit more. Sage Bell, take Rollo 12 and London with a Y. Let's roll.
Yep.
Tencent is apparently cutting off Chinese gamers' access to foreign games.
I've been hearing there's some stuff going on over there.
Chinese gamers are finding ways to access games hosted on foreign servers, but the internet speeds are often too slow to enable them to be able to play.
Yeah, it's not a good situation at all over there. It hasn't been
No.
for decades, and now it's just kind of rearing its ugly head. But yeah, we've talked about it quite a bit on this show. It's video games is a microcosm of their problems over there.
There was apparently a 9-month freeze on new game approvals in
Yes.
China.
Yeah,
9 months.
yeah. There
Yeah.
hasn't been a new game over there in 9 months.
How do they even have professional Overwatch teams? That sounds
don't.
insane. They do. They have 3 teams over there.
They kind of
Still?
don't, though. Yeah.
They totally do.
Mm.
You don't follow Overwatch League, buddy?
In name.
Okay, continue, Sage Bell. He's just talking out of his ass. Go ahead.
Then how come I never heard of them? How come I haven't even heard of an Overwatch?
Because you don't
tournament
follow
like
the
that?
Overwatch League, man. Sage, move
I don't
on.
have to. I don't have to though. I do follow esports coverage. Like
You are literally
what's going on
saying
with
that there aren't 3 Chinese teams. I told him, yes, there are. And you said no just because?
No. I said no because the way things are kind of going over there, especially their thing with Blizzard over there, how Tencent has kind of been controlling things over there. Yes, they do have teams. I'm not denying that. But they're kind of, let's just say if everything was hunky-dory and everything was smooth, it'd be different and I would know more about those teams. But because they're not, I don't know about those teams.
I think people know more about those teams than people know that frickin' London has a team. You know, I mean, just or Philly.
Yeah.
Like any
Anyway.
of the expansion teams are quiet. But moving on, let's Sage talk.
Yeah.
How about we just go to closing statements and talk about our streaming schedules?
I think that sounds great. Oh,
Yeah.
there's still 20 teams.
Did you see there's
Yeah,
20
no, that's
teams?
moving on. That's you.
Well, hi, my name is Sage Bell. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then random days after that at 6 p.m. on Twitch, 6 or 7, depending if I'm playing with Chew or not. I should be starting a new game. I have Let's Go Eevee.
Oh, nice.
So I may be streaming that tomorrow.
Is that on Switch?
Yes.
Okay.
So I have a way to stream my Switch now.
Nice. What'd you get? They have like a
Nice.
capture card?
Yeah, I have a capture card.
Nice.
Oh. Bada boom.
All right.
Wait.
So you're starting that tomorrow, you said, right?
Probably. I feel like where I'm at in Green Hell is kind of not interesting for stream at the moment because
Okay.
I'm kind of just collecting shit and figuring out how to play and not going forward with the story like I should be. I'm just
Gotcha.
killing armadillos and walking on. Sniping pigs.
Those poor armadillos.
Listen, it curled in a ball. It was easy to just go. Or just eating raw snails.
Poor snails.
Just normal daily things.
Yes.
Normal daily things. No one
Yeah.
needs to watch that.
And so throughout the streaming conversation, I know we talked a little bit of it at that top of the episode, but you both do horror games. How often is there a meeting of both of you streaming?
I can usually raid into Marika.
Yeah, I stream quite late. I used to be hella degen hours. I was like up until like 5 a.m. PST, so I'm better
That is-
now.
How long
better
are
now.
these streams?
I'm better now. Okay. They used to go a lot longer. I didn't know how to control my gaming addiction. But we're better with it now.
What kind of
So,
crowd? What kind of crowd are you getting at 5 a.m? Like that's
Aussies, probably.
It was interesting, yeah, because it was cool to me because I would get a lot of people just from like the other side of the world, and I thought that was really
Nice.
sick.
Yeah.
It does kind of suck with lowering my not streaming so late because I can't talk to those people as often. It's like when you have someone that lives far away, your time frame's different. So
yeah.
but yeah. Anyways, go ahead, Sage.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll be playing Let's Go Eevee and Borderlands 2.
Nice.
Nice.
This far, and then whenever I decide on, because I don't think I'm going to sew anything for a little while.
Are you all sewed out?
Well, I made a full costume for con.
Mm.
That was a lot of work.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you're probably like, I'm good for a while, huh?
Yeah, we're thinking about entering into a Final Fantasy cosplay competition.
Uh-oh.
So I have to
Nice.
do
Uh-oh.
something.
Nice.
For
Not a
you?
Look at-
character you're not something you're gonna know because it's from like the mobile game.
I might. Who?
We'll talk about it off stream. We'll keep
Okay.
it a
Yeah.
secret.
Okay.
Don't put anyone's expectations up.
So you're not gonna be Aerith or
No.
Tifa or nobody? Okay.
No, something not main character.
Nice. Cool.
Something cute.
Freaking! Oh, it looks like Stoddy's gonna jump into some Dead by Daylight at some point.
All the time we play it, but stop. It's past your bedtime.
I know,
He does-
and
he does
that I
that
guess that
18
goes
now.
to our closing statements and me and
Well, we wanted to know how Marika got
Yeah.
into streaming.
yes,
Oh, wait, what's my question?
Like, how'd you get into streaming? Because you haven't been doing it as much or
Yeah.
as often.
Yeah, I haven't been doing it as long. I had one of my earliest subscribers, I think, hit like 16 months last week. So I've been streaming a little over a year. And I mean, I got into it as many other streamers did over the pandemic. To me, it was just a way to be social and kind of like hang out with other people in a time where I couldn't. And I didn't feel comfortable going outside. So I just started streaming. I started streaming on my MacBook though, and
Nice.
that did not go very well.
What were you playing? What were you streaming on your MacBook?
I started off with just like editing a lot of photos. Like I was mainly just editing and doing just chatting and that type of thing.
Okay.
I played a lot of Stardew Valley.
Oh,
Um,
perfect. I love that game.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of started with. And then I finally got a PC. When was it? Last year? Yeah, last year, January. And that's when I was able to really start playing games and started playing a lot of Genshin. And that's where I met a lot of people through, and then started playing some other little games here and there, a lot of variety. But it's been a ton of fun. I would say Twitch is like at least like me streaming and like my community. I feel like I'm pretty integrated with them now, and it's been really good. It's been really cool to be able to see the growth and to be able to, I don't know, yeah, kind of see that journey of things. So I'm
Nice.
excited for it to keep going and having plans with making more content on other platforms as well to kind of help it grow too. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I really enjoy it now.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm actually streaming tonight at 10 p.m. PST. So if anyone in chat wants to come hang out afterwards, yeah, let me know. Marikatz on Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that exact username right down there.
Yeah.
right there. Get them subs
Yeah. No, just come hang out. Just come hang out.
and also come hang out.
Yeah.
Just $39 to leave a comment. That's
Yeah, we Grande just said in chat too, music video streams. We used to watch a lot of music videos. I would do like a lot of like visual I don't know, commentary, being a photographer and
Zero
having
K-pop
some
though, right?
direction.
not
Oh,
even one.
absolutely no. I love my K-pop. I love my So yeah, it's fun. We do a lot of different stuff, but a lot of it does revolve around anime, K-pop stuff. Like those are two of my biggest interests. So a lot of things that have to do with those.
Nice.
Yeah.
So no K-pop, Grande 102. How dare you?
It's yeah, Grande knows. Grande knows. Grande is one of my regulars, so Grande knows.
And Grande, I guess we'll be seeing you tonight at the Marikatz Twitch stream,
Yeah.
starting at 10 p.m.
And also, I see you happen to stream a little Final Fantasy, did you?
I actually played for the first time, I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was my first time playing and creating a character.
Nice.
I have a friend who runs a cafe, and she showed me. She has a card for it as well. It's crazy. So she like over the past year or so, I've had conversations with her about Final Fantasy,
Mhm.
and it just sounds like amazing. It sounds like a lot of fun. So I have to, because of SakuraCon, I didn't have a lot of time to be able to get into it recently, but I'm making more time. I think it's something that for now I want to get used to and get into the flow of and learn more a little bit off stream. And then as I kind of like pick it up, I'll follow into it with streaming and such. But
Very nice. Like Sagebell was saying earlier, what game was that you guys were talking about? The feelings. Was that Life is Strange? I can't remember. What you guys were talking about.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, this game will take you on the complete emotional roller coaster and will grind you up, and you'll be crying and you'll be loving it, and you'll be cursing the game and you'll still be loving it at the same time.
Yeah, but that's what I love. That's what I love. I mean, that's one thing I love about Genshin. I feel like there's a lot to the story and a lot to the characters. And that's why it does have like a huge fan base. But anything that can make me cry, I'm like, let's fucking go. You know, like I eat that shit up.
K-dramas.
It would definitely make you cry.
Yeah.
My mom's addicted to K-dramas, by the way. Every time I call her, she's watching one.
Yep. I mean, look, anything that incites emotions, let's go.
Yep. Yeah.
So Transformers 4. Got it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Hey, that's the most emotional movie I could think of.
Nice.
Well, heck. Okay, so we got that going on, and I guess that was the closing statement too. I don't really have one, except
subscribe to all the places.
Yeah, I'm Lana Brown at Lana Brown. You could follow me if you want. That doesn't matter so much as making sure that you follow, like, and subscribe to Salt Tier, Salt_Tier Pod on Instagram and Twitter. That Twitch, that YouTube, like Facebook, hit a like, I guess. But be part of it. Be part of the community. Join the chat. Throw your questions out. We'll talk about it. Join this little motley crew we got going on here. We're having a lot of fun. We don't listen to K-pop here. I know.
Right, I'll leave.
Yeah, I caught you. I don't think anybody on the podcast has started a TikTok for us yet because we're 1,000 years old.
Just start making clips and we can just put it on our own TikToks. We'll just have the clips ready.
Might even start one just to copy and paste Instagram and Twitter videos. Why not? But thank you for being here. But before that happens, hold on. That was all my closing statements. My closing statements is watch these two's streams.
Yeah.
As much as possible, interact, support Farmers Only. Yeah, that we have a Farmers Only and a Christian Mingle. Don't forget. Christian Mingle's our jam. But Save Rings, any other links we could follow?
Yeah, join our Steam group so you can check it out and see what games people are playing. And if you want to play with anyone, just leave a message there. And check us out on you mentioned the YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
We do eventually post our podcast to the YouTube channel, so that's something that you could also do. And that's all I got.
Sick. How are they gonna find you? Save Rings. ...
I'm a creeper. I'm a lurker.
Yeah, you're on V-Dash. Don't lie to me. You're on V-Dash on
I know,
Twitter,
but like I'm only on there to Twitter to lurk. I'm more of a lurker.
But that's how they contact you, right?
Yeah, they could if you're feeling so daring. It is V-Dash Gaming on Twitter, and it's Thanks Betwixt on Twitch, which I don't ever really use. I just kind of go around. I will stream the odd random thing here and there, which makes no sense. And my production quality could be either here or there. But I do stream on there occasionally. But that's it. I got nothing to plug.
And what would be a solid night to join a raid with you in Final Fantasy 14?
Tuesdays, actually, there's a new raid that came out, and I did it once, and it completely stomped me. Which is funny because I've done most of the raids in that game to a point where even if I don't really know them that well, I know like the mechanics and the tells. So I'm not a complete scrub out there, and I'm usually tanking. So I can't really be a scrub because if I die, everybody dies.
All right.
But
Marikatz, you gotta help. Marikatz.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know if I can help yet, but I'll learn.
Yeah, it's definitely worth learning. It's really fun. Yeah, the raid's fun, but it stomped me. All the tank spots were taken, so I had to be a ninja, and I pretty much die instantly when I switch to ninja. I like all my death stats go up like 1,000 to 1 when I play as anything else but a tank. But that's about it. Maybe Tuesdays. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, Dynamic Hunter, Marikatz, any last things before we outro this? I think.
No, come follow me on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch. come vibe tonight and on stream. That's it. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah. No
Oh,
problem.
we loved having
Yes.
you.
Thank you for being here.
Coming in clutch.
Welcome in.
Maniacs. I was not originally going to be available, and Marika came in and they were like, I got this. It's be
Nice.
my podcast. And then I jumped in anyway because the
Nice,
thing
nice.
got canceled. Thanks for being here, everybody. Follow all
Yeah.
the things. Watch the streams. Send love. Be kind to each other. We're going to try to see you at... Yeah, thanks for visiting, Marikatz. We'll see what's going on with Evo and Comic-Con and all the other cons coming up. We'll try to be as present as possible. Remember to drink Voodoo Ranger IPA. Big thanks to Flay Artist for making that intro video. Go to Itsumo Seattle. Eat and drink. Spend money with our friends. Go to Senpai Squad. Buy the lewdest merch you can. Wrap your car with boobs and smegma. Do all the things. Yeah, I said smegma on our podcast. Did we get demonetized? We've never been monetized.
I've never seen anime smegma before. I don't know if I want to see that.
It's going to be on a G35 Skyline, just on the hood. That is all
why
we
you make
got.
that noise?
That's all we got. Hashtag live dangerously. Punch Nazis. Smoke trees.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.